News tonight. Federal government inaugurates subcommittees to guide rationalization of agencies. Over 1,000 refugees resident in Calabar benefits from donation by President Paul Biya of Cameroon. Plus, verification of federal government workers continues as part of measures to check corruption in civil service. Details in just a moment. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news. I am Uduak Etam. The federal government has inaugurated 2 subcommittees that will guide its decision on the rationalization of agencies. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports that the committee has 6 weeks to submit its reports.
In August 2011, the federal government constituted a committee on the restructuring and rationalization of federal government establishments. And in April of the following year, the outcome, popularly known as Oronsaye reports, recommended that the entire 804 establishments be reduced to 161. 38 be abolished, 52 merged, and 14 revert back to departments and ministries. For about 3 years, the Bureau of Public Service Reform, which is now serving as the Secretariat, has been working on the main reports and the white paper with a mandate to come up with recommendations that will make the process a win-win for all. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, represented by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemiesan, inaugurated the committee that will review the main report and the white paper, as well as the second that will review new agencies created after the submission of the reports from 2014 to date.
The need for cutting down the cost of governance cannot be more compelling than now, especially in the face of our declining revenue and the need to make the federal government less of a cost center, and on the other hand, more as the creator of enabling environment for the private sector to galvanize the needed income streams and job opportunities for national development.
Former heads of service, Goni Bukar Haji and Amal Popo, are to chair the 2 committees, while the Director General, Bureau of Public Service Reform, Ibrahim Dasuki Arabi, will serve as secretary.
We know how important the outcome of these 2 subcommittees will be to the government, to governance, to our budget.
Civil and public servants may have to wait for 6 weeks pending the outcome of the report on federal agencies that might be merged or scrapped. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, Nta News.
Governor Ben Ayade has promised elders and chiefs of the Obudu Ranch communities to completely refurbish the Obudu Mountain Resort before his tenure expires in 2023. The governor stated this during a meeting with the chiefs where he presented some key stakeholders of the project to them. Governor Ayade commended them for their peaceful disposition and support for him to succeed as a son of Obudu. The youth also showed their solidarity and presented to the governor a portrait as a symbol of appreciation.
All these people here, they are not here for anything other than for your own interest. That's why they are here. The ranch is the most beautiful place in Africa. It's basically supposed to have more attention than we have now.
President Paul Biya of Cameroon has donated gift items and cash donations to over 1,000 refugees resident in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. Eric Kaivi reports that the gesture is part of the president's initiative to impact positively on all segments of Cameroonian refugees in Nigeria.
The humanitarian gesture is the 4th phase of the exercise, and Cameroonian refugees resident in Calabar are smiling with gifts and cash donations. The Cameroon consul in Calabar, Onana Patrice, charges the refugees in Cross River State to be of good conduct, while the government of Cameroon is working assiduously to bring about lasting peace in some turbulent regions.
Taking refuge here in Cross River State of Nigeria, so we give thanks, we pray that peace should reign so that we go back to our various destinations.
The Cameroon government to supply us food, whatever we need, so we give thanks to them. that this our program should finish so that we may go back.
I thank them where they give we. I thank Cameroon where they give we chop.
Representative of refugees resident in Calabar, Felix Ntui, appreciates the kind gesture to cushion the effect of hardship on them by the Cameroonian government, and also applauds the Cross River State government for a peaceful and enabling environment to live.
We are very grateful of what the international bodies who are protecting internationally refugees, and we as a government, we know what we can do for them.
They are going through a lot, so we thought it wise to give them something as we are going towards Christmas.
All the stakeholders, the government, are doing everything, the civil society, they're doing everything possible there to be a peaceful environment for these people.
Record shows that about 68,000 Cameroonian refugees and internally displaced persons reside in Nigeria. In Calabar, Erika Ivy, NTA News.
The federal government, through the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation, has continued with the nationwide verification of workers as part of measures to check corruption in civil service. Fortunate Ozo report that staff of Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System (IPPIS) visited Ebonyi State for the exercise.
In order to ensure proper update of staff records to check ghost workers and other anomalies, government at all levels periodically carry out verification of their workforce. Based on the foregoing, staff of various ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government in Ebonyi State have gone through the verification process being carried out by the Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System (IPPIS).
Many people had the misconception that it's going to be tedious and it will take the whole day. But from what happened was a very an exercise that took less minutes, and in some cases not even what people thought. It was a very good exercise and didn't take anybody's time. And so if this is what happens in other MDS and other, I think they are prepared and they know what they're doing.
I see it as a very simple thing, because since you have all documents with you, no problem. So everything is complete. I know just very short period, just through. It's not.
This is quite commendable. I have passed through it, and I know it's worth doing. Because it's important that every staff in the Federation, with the federal government agenda to attack corruption, it is necessary that every genuine staff, employee of the federal government should be verified.
Today, the exercise, we're kind of reawakening our consciousness to make us know that we are actually under authority and that they are knowing all that we are doing here. It's a very good one.
Leader of the IPPIS Verification Team 4, Nsikan Obot, said the exercise initiated by the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation is imperative for accurate documentation of staff records.
Yes, there have been a lot of anomalies in the system, so we are trying to put things right. And this present administration supports that. And so that is why we are on the move to make sure no ghost workers, things, we get proper record of staff, the whole federation, federal civil servants, and non-core MBAs.
Right. The verification exercise, said to be hitch-free by most staff, continues in other MDAs across the country. In Abakaliki,
debate is an intellectual activity involving critical thinking, speaking skills and teamwork while raising particular awareness on pertinent topics. This has always been the concern of the Students' Union Government, University of Calabar, through its interfaculty debate and public speaking competition to give students creative room to express what they feel. The participants, drawn from the 16 faculties from the University of Calabar, placed their views for the motion and also tackled questions targeted at them from the audience with considerable skills and confidence. With the theme, The Youths Building Beyond Oil and Politics, the interfaculty debate and public speaking is to make students employable in the competitive world, while also encouraging critical thinking, speaking skills, and teamwork among them.
See, the problem is not even what they say about us. The problem is what we say about ourselves.
This program is helping me to grow my knowledge. It is helping me to learn. It is opening my mind to new ideas and to new things. I'm learning a lot.
The competition, which was modeled on raising the student awareness on national issues based on pertinent topics.
This event is actually an event that is captured in the Constitution of the Student Union Government. Thank God for the opportunity.
So I believe that a student that is carefully following up this tournament will actually have the right direction.
It is an avenue for healthy interaction and advocacy. It is through this means students can dialogue and understand how to interrogate issues and understand themselves.
The extracurricular activities was organized by the Office of the Deputy Secretary General of the Student Union Government, University of Calabar. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News. The manager programs of the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 9 Calabar, Mrs. Margaret Ebe, has backed the 2021 Outstanding Professional of the Year Award. Ode Aleyo reports that the award presented by Rest Logic Nigeria is in recognition of our sense of professionalism in the discharge of our duties.
It was a show of appreciation and recognition to personalities who have distinguished themselves in their various fields of endeavor through the presentation of awards ranging from youth empowerment, quality service delivery, and community development in the Niger Delta region. Margaret Ebe, Manager Programs of Nta Calabar, who was an award recipient in the category of Outstanding Professional in the South-South, is thankful to the Nta for giving her the platform to thrive.
I feel really honored, and I'm grateful to God, and I'm grateful to Nta for the platform to express my professionalism. So it's really a joyful day. So I'm really, really grateful. And it's coming at a time when we have a very great and good leadership at Nta Calabar.
General Manager Nta Calabar, Mr. Sam Olalude, commends the recipient, Mrs. Margaret Ebe, for making Nta proud.
Our contributions through Nta programming is quite recognized. Our passion for children program, our passion for features and documentary is known within the South-South, and I think this is what pulled the organizer in giving her this recognition. I'm really honored, and it's going to motivate more people to doing what they know how to do best, and one day they will be recognized too.
Meanwhile, the category of Faultless Strides in Leadership 2021 Outstanding Personality Award of the Year emerged the Cross River State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Betta Edu, in recognition of her commitment to youth development and cultural practices in the region.
First, it's a privilege to serve, and nothing is more rewarding than people recognizing that service and giving you some form of motivation or incentives to serve more. And today, the largest platform on earth has been launched, where Niger Delta young, vibrant, innovative youths have worked on a platform that they can transact. We're confident, we believe that this platform will get bigger, and it would employ and enable a lot of Niger Delta youths, and it will also show us, highlight us to the world.
The Niger Delta See Us platform, where 1 million Niger Delta youths can showcase their talent, was unveiled. In Calabar, Ode Aleyo, NTA News.
You are still watching Nta Calabar News at 7. You can equally watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/NTA Calabar. A break now, the news continues shortly. Stay with us. 2023 general elections may still appear far, but political parties are not given to chances. One strategy adopted to outdo one another is zoning of political offices. Hence, zoning is becoming more popular and common among the political class. How this can be tapped for national development is the concern of some Nigerians. Clement Barikwe takes it from here.
At the core of every democratic setting, Nigeria inclusive, is political stability, or inclusive governance and growth. Proponents of zoning have over the years come to the conclusion that for all these core values of democracy to be achieved, political offices must be shared on rotational basis from the ward to the national levels.
It is an internal arrangement made to ensure fairness, equity, and justice. To me, zoning has contributed immensely for stability of political powers.
In reality, I would say that the people that brought about the zoning concept, they are not really working towards it.
By zoning means these other things should go round.
The respondent maintained that zoning of political offices by political parties should be based on sincerity to achieve its desired objective of equal distribution of development to the different strata of the society.
If we say this time around, it is this group of people, let us prepare the people and let's go for the people.
Politicians are not sincere with zoning because, one, there's no evidence. So in certain times, some people say denied that such arrangement has not been made.
Agreed that it has no place in the Constitution, zoning according to the people might be the best formula that will guarantee peace and stability in the country if well deployed by the various political parties. In Uyo, Clement Barikwe, NTA News.
A supposed sorrowful event was transformed to challenge speakers and members of state houses of assembly on the need to be transparent, strengthen the legislature as an institution with its autonomy rather than using it as a license to misappropriate funds and act arrogantly to the executive arm of government. This was echoed at the valedictory session in honor of former Speaker Cross River State House of Assembly, late Mike Oga. Paul Abel reported that the event was attended by former Governor of Rivers State and Minister of Transportation Chibuike Amici, Governor of Plateau State Simon Lalong, and over 40 former speakers across the country.
The valedictory session afforded dignitaries to reflect on the sterling virtues of late Mike Oga and encourage politicians to be moderate in all their dealings, as all men will face death.
Let humanity become the biggest religion, not Christianity or Islam, because ultimately, everybody will account for his living on earth. At the end of the day, here lies a man who was perfect in character, properly described and well captured by us all. We were born equal and at death were equal. Why the huge fight and cry?
Autonomy is not a license to confront or be arrogant to governors. Autonomy is not a license for you to continue to misappropriate funds of your members anyhow.
We never noticed any disagreement amongst ourselves because he will be the last to speak after he has listened to everybody.
Mike had the interest of the state in his heart, but also the interest of the people of the state.
Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, former House of Assembly speakers in all the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, and a serving senator described the deceased as straightforward, patient, decent, humane, and disciplined.
Cross River State House of Assembly will always remember him for the unique purpose and dynamic leadership introduced in the House, in the legislature. He was daring, fearless, transparent, honest, humble, and diligent. He asked questions when necessary and made sure he got answers.
So right honorable Mike Oga, I have made the point that I knew you, and that you were a good man, and that you spoke when you had the opportunity to speak.
The former speakers and dignitaries earlier attended the service of songs of late Mike Oga at Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Akum Barracks, Calabar. Late Mike Oga was born in 1958, elected speaker in September 2000, and died on 30th August 2021. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The preservation of cultural heritage is said to foster unity and a sense of belonging among a specific people. Aware of this, the Kwa Ejakam Nation is sensitizing her people on their unique cultural heritage. Justina Etam reports that the symposium is in honor of the late Ndidem of the Kwas, Ndidem Patrick Inokokwabo, the fifth.
The symposium serves as a rallying point for sons and daughters of Ejagam extraction to chart a new course of progress for Ejagam Nation. The event kicks off with lectures, of which the speakers expose the cultural endowments of Ejagam Nation in contribution to civilization as well as their historical background, all in a bid to reawaken a sense of consciousness to take their pride of place in national development.
I spoke about the Cross River monoliths, and spoke about CBD. These are all innovations of Ejagam people, and it's important that people know about these contributions. I have also made the point that ethnicity on its own is not bad if properly channeled for development.
The place of Ejam in the cultural milieu of the Cross River region of Nigeria is yet to be exhaustively studied, analyzed and documented for the present and future generations of human beings.
Sons and daughters of Ejagam Nation explain the significance of the event.
I've been to South Africa, I've been there too. Some have been to Kenya, and they find them speaking the same language, the same culture. There is some gap, there's some academic gap that is left. So we're now trying to say, look, let some people research more. We don't know all the truth. Let people research and let us know really what happened. What happened, what moved them, how come they were standing, how come they are playing the same ekpe in Kenya.
When a king dies, there are some traditional rites that they do perform, and this is part of it.
The essence of this symposium is to really bring us back to reawaken the consciousness of who we are to our people.
Part of the reasons for the symposium is to establish an endowment fund for a chair on the Kwa Ejagam Historical Studies in the Department of History and International Studies, University of Calabar, in honor of the late Ndidem. In Calabar, Justina Etam.
Christians again have been reminded to number their days and apply their heart to wisdom while serving God in truth and spirit. Reverend Father Felix Ojong stressed to the point at the Memorial and Thanksgiving State Service organized in honor of late Ndidem of the Past. The service, which took place at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, Nta Calabar, attracted dignitaries within and outside the state. Erika Ibi completes the story.
The reality of give honor to whom honor is due came to play when family members, friends, and sympathizers from all walks of life came out in numbers to pay their last honor to the late monarch Ndidem Patrick Inokokwabo, the fifth. In a homily, Reverend Father Felix Ojong charged Christians to be committed to the service of God and humanity to earn heaven. The late monarch, who died at the age of 60, was born to the royal family of Lady Sinjo Benedict Enoch Okwa of Okoraba and Otoboto villages in Nkonip, Ikoransa, in Calabar Municipality, and Madam Clara Benedict Inokukwa ni Clara Afiongo Fionge de Meyamba of Mbango Fiongo Koko family in Calabar South Local Government Area. The late monarch acquired various education and professional qualifications and had bagged several awards.
I've missed him a lot because he was everything to me.
My father was a loving father. He loves everybody. He loves all his children and every other one close to him.
He was a man of principles. He's one man I know that calls black, black, and calls white, white.
Condolences and tributes from the state governor, Senator Ben Ayade, describes the late monarch as a community builder who had devoted his time for the development of his people and the states.
He was an academic. I saw him more, an intellectual. So it's a big loss for us.
Staff is passing on to a new king. He must ensure that there is justice in the community.
The royal fathers eulogized the late Ndidem Inogukwagbo V for his enduring legacies of peaceful coexistence in building his community and the entire Ejagam nation, as well as being a custodian of custom and tradition of his ancestors.
I've missed a dynamic, a no-nonsense somebody.
Past Ndidem have been a very good man to us, very active.
Painful loss, very, very painful for the Cross River State Traditional Rulers Council.
He was a very bold man. He would say what is in his mind.
The chairman's Central Planning Committee, Mr. Basu Sangbasi, expressed gratitude to God for a successful event and for the cooperation of his people.
I've had excellent cooperation from government, from those in the National Assembly, from the people you consider down in society.
And he's a person that he likes truth and he don't want cheating.
He's a nice man, very vibrant, very intelligent. He's a man of the people. We have been coming here to see him, we interact with him.
Traditional displays added color to the occasion. The state service was the climax of events marking the transition of the late Ndidem of the course. In Calabar, Erika Ivy, NTA News.
To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Federal government has inaugurated subcommittees to guide rationalization of agencies. President Paul Biya of Cameroon has donated gift items and cash to over 1,000 refugees in Calabar. The federal government, through the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation, has continued with the nationwide verification of workers to check corruption in civil service. That is it on our news tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.